Hello friends, this is Worm, and the final series of the Light and Darkness saga is shaping out to be pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about on this lovely Friday before I go out of town. On a lighter note, I guess. We've had a lot of pretty or more serious topics, I should say. But with that being said, final shape is, I mean, it's looking pretty good, and I'm really impressed. I'm really excited with what they've got going on. So let's start by talking about it. Of course, final shape dropping in less than a month now. Actually, I think it's about 3 weeks away, if I'm not mistaken, right? Almost 3 weeks away. Very excited for it. It's looking really good. Like, let's start by talking about Prismatic. Prismatic is looking pretty exciting. And I think that this is, a lot of Bungie playing around with mixing elements together. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of this mixture of elements in the future. But it's looking pretty awesome. And especially we got some insight into the whole exotic class items yesterday. And they're looking really cool. Like, we've got some really awesome combos. We have Spirit of Inmost Light paired with something like Spirit of the Sixth Coyote. We're gonna have double dodge. Like, I'm wondering if you'll be able to stack your empowerment up to ×3. Like, if you could just back to back all your different abilities, like, that sounds like it would be really awesome. And that's just one of the combos that I thought of. There's a bunch of combos that I am very much looking forward to trying out with these exotic class items. And I think that they're really going to shift how we play Destiny 2. And I think that obviously there's going to be some combinations that are more powerful than others. I think that that's kind of the case. That's pretty much the case in any activity or any given season, sandbox, whatever, with anything. Like, there's gonna be stuff that's more powerful than others, more sought after than others. But I do hope that in the future Bungie uses this as grounds for adding more exotic armor pieces and more exotic effects together, because they look really good. Like, I mean, it looks like it's gonna be fun. Not only that, but of course the Prismatic subclass that comes with it, the ability to mix solar and strand and stasis and arc and void and all that stuff together, looks really awesome. We also saw, some gameplay with that yesterday, and it looks like it's very fast paced. It looks very fun. Like, I'm very much looking forward to it. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because we have kind of been on it's no secret, we've been on a downhill run since basically, it's been like years. It's kind of been going downhill for years. It's been getting stale. And Final Shape is looking to be a refreshment to this, and I think there's a lot of people with their guard up because Lightfall looked like it was going to be awesome. It looked like it's going to be great. And then Lightfall dropped and it was like, oh, rambling crazy old man is trying to save Cloud City, something, blah, 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 and the story wasn't engaging. And Strand was pretty cool. Still is pretty cool. It still is pretty cool. But I think that Final Shape is looking like it's going to be a lot better. Now, we don't know a lot about the story, obviously, but like we said, we talked about the exotic class items that are coming. We talked about Prismatic. We can talk about the Dread here too. I mean, the Dread, I don't know about y'all, but the Dread look amazing. Okay, we got little showcases on their abilities and stuff. Like, obviously their aesthetic looks great. They look like amazing enemies, especially those, I can't remember the names of them, but the bat critters. Oh man, those look so cool. I can't wait to fight some of those. But really, they have a whole host of new abilities that we've never faced before. And that's one of the biggest things I'm excited about with the Dread, almost said Dredge, sorry. But of course, we've had the same, every enemy type has different, like, abilities, so to speak, right? But it all follows pretty much the same thing. You have your ranged attacks, that deal damage. Some of them apply burn effects. Some of them have, various effects. But when we got the Tormentor was different from anything else because it has that suppressing ability. Like, you can't really use your supers against the Tormentors very well unless it's a one-off super, or you can stay at a distance because they can just suppress you out of it. And with this new enemy race that's coming in here, the Dread, we are seeing some more of these, darkness-based subclasses thrown in here. We've got more unique effects that we're gonna have to, change our playstyle on the battlefield to deal with. We can be suspended, we can be frozen, those bat critters we were just talking about. They can lock you in place with this screech that they have. Maybe not lock you in place, but they can slow you down and, like, maybe prevent you from maneuvering throughout the whatever encounter it is that you're doing with this scream effect. And this is something we've needed for so long in Destiny 2. It's just refreshing enemy types, refreshing refreshing combat scenarios. where it's not just, okay, take cover, you're getting shot at, watch out, they can throw a grenade. Like now it's like, hey, watch out, you might be behind cover, but they can suspend you and that'll pop your head up out of cover. Or, you know, you could be running across the battlefield and one of these bats comes out of your flank and you don't see it, and it locks you in place, and then all of a sudden you get suspended and frozen, all this other stuff. Like I am so excited to fight the Dread, especially since we've seen how the Tormentor, like how it's worked in game. The Tormentor is absolutely fantastic, especially, you know, you can't even damage it till you break its shoulders, which is really cool. But the Tormentors were awesome. I'm really excited to face everything else in that whole arsenal. But of course, in terms of the story, like we've been getting little tiny snippets of the story, and the story is looking, I mean, it's shaping out to be very nice. We're getting Cayde 6 back in a way. I don't know how deep his character is going to go. Like obviously at one point in Destiny, he was a pivotal character. He was even a vendor. He was the Hunter Vanguard. You know, I don't know how he's going to be now coming back into the game, but it's awesome that we're getting him back. And of course, just generally the whole vibe of the expansion. You know, we're facing off against the Witness. We're facing off against the big bad of Destiny 2. And Bungie has done a wonderful job of hyping it up. Like they really have. Like you know, y'all know me, I'm no secret to calling Bungie out when they've been making mistakes, but past couple weeks, couple months even, they've been making some really good plays here. It's got me really excited for Final Shape. I am getting my hopes up. I am looking very forward to playing this expansion, you know, and I hope that, you know, if you're watching this video, I hope that you can share this excitement. Obviously, like I think that every player has been kind of burned at least a little bit by Destiny 2. And, you know, obviously I didn't pre-order the Final Shape. Bungie actually sent me a copy of the Final Shape, but I hadn't pre-ordered a copy of the Final Shape because I've been so, I guess, let down since Lightfall. Like you know, there's a little part of me that's like, man, I don't want to buy the Final Shape because Lightfall was that disappointing. Of course, they sent me a copy, which is really nice of them to do, so shout out to Bungie for that. But, you know, with that being said, like, I'm super excited for the Final Shape. You know, I'm very much looking forward to the new weapons we're getting. We're getting a couple of new archetypes of weapon. You know, the support frame auto rifle, that looks really exciting, especially for a Solar Warlock support build. You know, but I'm looking forward to all these new weapons we're getting. You know, I know we're getting like a Strand rocket sidearm, which is really awesome. I hope that we do see maybe some other like kind of surprise weapons, you know, maybe some exotics that just are kind of way out of left field, you know, but we'll just have to see. But yeah, with that being said, I mean, I'm excited for the Final Shape. I think that it is, you know, I'm about to go out of town. Obviously, I wanted to leave y'all on a positive note, and I figured it's a great time to talk about the Final Shape and what my thoughts are on it. And right now, as of this moment, I'm very excited for it. I think Bungie has done a lot of good with it. I think they're really going all in for the Final Shape. Now, maybe I'll eat my words in a couple weeks. We'll find out, but that's kind of where I am with it now. Of course, like I said, I am going out of town next week. Well, on Sunday technically, so there won't be any uploads or anything, so just be on the lookout or keep that in mind. I didn't disappear, didn't die, anything like that. But yeah, that being said though, I want to hear your thoughts on the Final Shape. I've shared all of mine. I've shared my excitements. You know, in terms of, actually, before we cut this off, I feel like I should maybe address like anything that's potentially worrisome about the Final Shape. And really, that's another thing. Currently, there's nothing I am excessively worried about with the Final Shape. Like, obviously there is the worry in the back of my mind that's like, oh, what if it turns out like Lightfall, right? But with Lightfall, with every other expansion, there are some things I'm like, you know, I have concerns about. You know, go back on the channel, go back in time, you can see I probably did a video talking about my concerns with Lightfall. I guess my concerns with the Final Shape is actually how Bungie's going to handle everything post Final Shape, which isn't actually anything to do with the Final Shape. It's just kind of the after party, I guess, so to speak. But that's another reason why I felt like I should make this video, because I'm very excited for the Final Shape and I don't really have any glaring concerns. But of course, maybe you have a concern that I haven't thought about. Post in the comments below, that way, you know, it can be brought to my attention. Maybe we'll talk about it next week, something like that. But yeah, with that being said, this is the real end of the video. Guys, do me a favor, drop a like, helps the channel out a lot. Subscribe for more daily Destiny content. And please do me a favor, watch the videos you see here on the end screen, because for whatever reason YouTube thinks you'll like them. Guys, I'll see y'all next time. Bye for now.